Hello everyone, it's Anonymous Neek, and today I'm coming on here with a real talk video, and off bat I'm gonna let people know, give people a trigger warning, because I'm gonna be talking about life and abortions, being pro-life, all of that. I do want to read a scripture before I begin, and I'm going to be reading from Exodus 21 verse 22. Shall we begin? If men strive and hurt a woman with child, so that her fruit depart from her, and yet no mischief follow, he shall be surely punished, according as the woman's husband will lay upon him, and he shall pay as the judges determine. Mm. You all, if you need to read that scripture for yourself, go ahead and read it. Like I always say, do your own research, read for yourself, get some understanding. Sometimes you might need to unlearn to relearn. Now, let's start the real talk. So, I want to give my opinion on a few things revolving around, the unaliving of babies. I'm not for it. I don't agree with it. And I know, if a woman's health is at risk, and that's about the only thing I agree with why, something like that should occur. You know, Other than that, I don't know. Got my juicy fruit. My mom's mother loved this gum. You know what? Let me tell a quick story on that. My grandma, if they had these packs back in the days, this will probably last her for, I'm telling you, about 3 years. Because my grandma used to have a piece of gum. And I'm telling you, that thing will last for a month. She'd tear a piece off like this, a little bitty piece, and chew on that little piece. But anyway, that's why I like it. Because she always would give it to us as a treat. But I hope everybody is having a good, happy Thursday. Now, I have two stories on what occurred in my life where I faced that abortion. And I'm going to talk about my firstborn son first. I got pregnant with him at a young age. But me and his father was together. Mm-hmm. And my firstborn son, sorry, y'all. This is like a sensitive subject to me. My firstborn son, he was actually, me and his father planned to have him. We planned to get pregnant. I even remember how sunny it was. I even remember the day when I got pregnant with him. It was sunny out. I want to say it was around June, month of my birthday. I remember it fondly. And when I had conceived my son, my mother, I went to go see myself because back then, you had options to go, and I'm so glad for that. I'm thankful for that. But I went to go see because I didn't have my period. So I went and they says you're with child. Yes, you're pregnant. They gave me all these pamphlets on what I can do. The abortion pamphlets they give you, whatever. I was so happy. His father was happy also. And I remember I came home and I let my mother know. And she was furious, which she had the right to be, but I don't know. But first thing she said was, "You're getting an abortion, Nene." I'm like, "Hmm? What? Oh no, no sir, no ma'am." So I let his father know what was going on and stuff because he was young too. We were young. We were young, but we were together for a long, long time. Our relation is crazy. But let me get back on the subject. So my mother threatened me, and I looked at her and I was like, "No, I'm not. I'm not killing my seed. What?" So my mother was determined. My grandmother even stepped in and, you know, she didn't pretty much say I need to get it done, but she was pretty much just upset, like, what are you doing? Just scolding me or whatever. They didn't like my choice of, who I was messing with or whatever. And my mother wouldn't let up. So I ended up running away with with my seed's father. And we would get people to rent us hotels. We would stay at relatives, houses that would let us until, I was far along enough where she couldn't make me do it, because at that time I was young and I didn't understand what was going on in my head. I'm like, oh, she because my mom told me I can make you do this, I can make you do this and that. So I didn't know, so I just ran away. And eventually my mother, what not she could do, and my mother did try to track me down. She called the police, she went looking for me, she went to his mom's house. Oh, my mom snapped out. She was, yeah, but I wasn't killing my seed, and she just needed to know that. So eventually, she let it go, and she's like, okay, because I've always, stood on my ground, and mm-mm. So yeah, then comes my son, my firstborn, and you know, my mom was still mad even when I gave birth to him. My mom wouldn't let his dad come in the room with me. It was crazy. She did a lot of crazy stuff to just, man. But anyways, yeah. So um my daughter and my youngest son, they weren't planned, you know. When I got pregnant with my daughter, I wasn't faced with no type of to get an abortion or anything like that, but I did get jumped a lot. I did have to fight, and my seed's father even let these females know, she's pregnant. They didn't care. I got in a lot of mess over this, over him. You know, sheesh. I'm still being attacked over this, this man, and I have no contact with him, none at all. You know, I don't know, but yeah. Any old ways, yeah, I got jumped and stuff, and I remember I was bleeding, like had a full period, and it was a lot of blood. And I remember I was so worried and I was crying and stuff because I thought she was gone. I thought my baby was gone, but when I went to get checked, when I went to the hospital and stuff and got checked, went to the doctors, she was still there. She was still there. Well, at the time, I didn't know if she was a boy or a girl, but my baby was still there, and I was shocked. Like, wow, like this, my baby, a fighter, like her mom. But yeah, and that's why I named my daughter, you know, the name that I gave her because of that incident. How strong, you know, she was in my belly. How she stayed with me. You know, she was still there, and yeah, she has a name of a famous singer, but she had that name before that singer even came about. So, because a lot of people like, did you name your daughter after that? No, and that's a whole nother story I'll talk about, you know, another time. But anyway, now we get to my third child. I have three seeds. This is my third. Okay. Um, I don't even know if I need to tell this whole story because there's been a lot of lies and rumors spread on me that's not true. And me personally, I believe his father was sent to me because, like I was telling you all before, people in your family or whoever else will send handlers, you know, or stuff like that. And I want to tell you all how my son came about and when I faced that. Because I actually was in an abortion clinic. I actually was, you know, getting ready to have it done. And some people say supernatural or whatever. I'm just very spiritual. But let me tell you, okay, I didn't know of his father, you know. I knew his brother because, well, one of his brothers, because we were close at one point when I was coming up, you know. I actually looked up to him, you know, had a lot of love for him, but that relationship got destroyed when that relationship happened. So, let me tell you all, I was, you know, just me and my other two seeds, and at that time, um, I was a severe alcoholic. I want to say a functioning alcoholic. Okay, that was one of the devices that I would use because I didn't know why I was so, you know, what was wrong with me. I had severe depression, anxiety, and stuff like that. And I always thought, you know, when I drank, it helped, but actually it made stuff worse. You know, that's why they call that alcohol and spirits, wine and spirits, because it really do be spirits in that alcohol. Okay, but yeah, his father, I remember had a dog named Knight too, and I shared a picture of that on one of my shorts. That's the dog you see in the shorts. And this man, my seed's father, mind you all, he was incarcerated at the time in jail. He's always in and out of jail. I mean, like a lot. And this man would just be everywhere I was at. He would be everywhere me and my seeds were at. You know, when I would walk the dog, because he had a dog at the time too, and he just come up on me. I'm like, I didn't think nothing of it at the time, but when it kept happening, I'm like, what in the world's going on? So yeah, he was courting me. He would come giving me money, giving me liquor. You know, one time it was really crazy. Because I used to take my seeds. We used to go to this video store and to buy videos and games, or I mean, rent them. Sometimes buy some stuff. But he was in there. I'm like, and I said something like, "Why are you always where I'm at?" Like, it's crazy. There was a room in the back of the video store, and I'm not gonna lie, y'all, I was lit. I was, yeah, I had drank a lot that day. So, and no, I wasn't driving. I was catching rides or, local, taxi or whatever. But this man pulled me in this back room. It was the room where they kept all the pornography and all that stuff. And he just began kissing on me, like rubbing on me, like touching me, all type of stuff. Like, y'all get the picture. I'm just like, what in the world? So I said to him, because let me tell you something about me. I'm always straight up. I'm always straight up. And even though me and my seed's father, we went through a lot, he did a lot, I snapped out a lot. But I always wanted to keep my family together. I fought to keep my family together. Because I know I didn't. I never planned on being, um, single mother or, and that's another story I'll talk about. Okay. But, anyways, back to this story. So, I keep it real with people. So, he knew from the beginning. I kept it real with him. I'm just like, in my head, like, this man won't leave me alone. Like, he keep coming around. He keep following me. He keep doing this and that. And no, I did not just have relations with him right off. It took a while for me to sleep with him. A while. But yeah, I just straight up just told him like that you like this what you want? Cause I can't love you. Like I can't like it ain't gonna be none of that. My seeds back at home, it's over. Like so he kept on, so I just said, oh well. But don't get it messed up either, because my seed's father was cheating a lot. And when he went in that time when that happened, he was messing with other females. Okay. Some I didn't even know about, some I did, but anyway, back to the story. So, yeah. After that, because he drank a lot too at the time, so we definitely had that in common. Okay, and when we started, seeing I started, seeing him or whatever, going places with him or whatever. He didn't tell me the truth about his age at first, and my son's father is not. He's a good looking man, especially for his age. Takes care of himself. Yeah, my son got some good genes from both sides. Hmm. But yeah, We started messing around, you know, which I don't want anybody to get it messed up. I know right from wrong or whatever. I knew what I was doing. He knew what he was doing, whatever. But we started to just hang out a lot and be around each other a lot. And when we first started messing around, we were wearing, condoms. And one night when I'm at his house, you know, he initiated. Oh, we don't, because let me tell y'all something. I was on that birth control, the depot shot, and I had planned to have another, you know, child with my seed's father when he got home. And the way the depot shot works, it works for like 3 years, and then after the third year, like that's when you start ovulating and all that stuff again. So I thought I had it planned out perfectly. I went and, plus drinking on top of that. Oh, but yeah, one day the dude was like, "Oh, we don't need to wear protection, and you're on that depot, and I'll just pull out or whatever." So I'm like, okay, So we started messing around without protection, and boom. And let me tell you, I was shocked. I was shocked. I was shocked. I was upset at myself. I'm like, so once again, and I had my period and stuff, and I just was feeling weird. So I went and got the pregnancy test this time. And I took it, and it showed up I was pregnant. So, yeah, I told him, and he was happy. He was just like, what is, my seed father going to think or whatever. I'm worried about that too. My seed father calls me, from jail, and I tell him what's going on. He's like, "Oh, you got to get an abortion." So I'm like, "Oh my goodness, like I don't want to do this," but I just told him, I said, "Okay, I'm going to do it." So then I talked to his father, and he was like, "Okay, yeah, we need to just get it done, and I'll pay for it and this and that." So anyways, we ended up going to this clinic, and it was in Allegheny County, where they did the procedures. And let me tell y'all something. This is crazy. Y'all got to pay attention to this. So we get there, he's with me. They call me back, whole time I'm nervous. Whole time, even right up there, I'm just nervous. I'm just like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this in my head. Like, I can't do this. And I'm trying to talk myself into, okay, just get it done. Just get it done. So they called me back, and anyone who's ever been through that situation or been to those type of clinics, they bring you in the back, and they do the what is it, sonogram, ultrasound, or whatever on your stomach. And I'm laying there and I'm getting it done because I guess they got to see how far along you are, or like where the baby is or whatever. So they had the screen not facing me while they were, looking before the procedure. So me, being who I'm at, being who I am, I'm looking at the doctor and I'm like, "Can I see?" And they turned it towards me, and I'm looking, and I'm like, wow. And that's the picture that you all see that I'm putting up for my thumbnail. That was my baby that I was getting ready to get rid of. And I looked at the doctor and I said, "Oh my goodness, like it's a baby." And the doctor looked at me and said, "No, it's not a baby. What do you call it?" He called my son. What did he say? He said it's not. I remember him saying it's not even a baby yet. It's not an embryo or embryo, something of that nature. So my mind was going all at once. And they're like, "It doesn't even know. It doesn't have a heartbeat or whatever." Y'all, When I tell you my eyeballs was on that screen, like, and I was looking and I seen something. And I'm looking at the dog. I'm like, wait, it looks like a heartbeat, or it it's moving. It looks like a heartbeat. It's alive. And the doctor's like, no, it's nothing. It's just a glob right now. Don't worry about it. This and that. And so then I just shut up. I was being quiet, and I was just like staring at it. So the nurse came in, and she had this little tube. I don't even know. No, I don't have nothing. It was like a tube, a clear tube with like a silver things on it. And I'm looking. I'm like, because she came in there with it. And mind you, I'm hearing other females screaming or crying in the other room. So I'm just, I'm horrified at this point. Like, oh man, because they brought the stuff in that they were, that they do to take the baby out or whatever. So when the nurse came in, and I remember she was a melanated woman, and I'm looking at her when she had that thing. The doctor wasn't paying attention, but I whispered to her because she was handing it to or asking him, where do I put this one or whatever. But I'm looking at the nurse, and I just whispered while he wasn't paying attention, and he actually he left when she got out the room, but when he turned and I just whispered, I was like, is that a baby? Is that what? She didn't answer me, but she just went, which is meaning yes. So right then I was just horrified, like, I can't do this. I was like, oh no, I'm not doing this. Can't nobody make me do this. I'm not gonna do this. You know? So they left the room, and I'm sitting there, with my stuff off, the blanket on they gave me, and I start shaking and I start praying. I start praying to the Most High, like, please, please help me. Like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. Then the nurse walked back in while I was in there crying and praying. And she looked at me and she said, you don't have to do this if you don't want to. Just don't do it. And I'm like, I don't want to do it because I'm telling her I can't do it. I don't want to do it. So she was like, okay, just decide because we're getting ready to, you're about to have it done. So she leaves the room again. When I tell y'all, man, I hopped up so fast up off that good table, put my stuff on all quick. I was like, oh no, I'm not doing this. Ran out the room. His father was there smiling, big ass smile. I guess he thought that I had got it done or it was done. And I looked at him and I said, I can't do it. I can't do it. And I remember him throwing papers in my face. And the only thing he was worried about, the first thing he said was, oh, what is, your seed's dad going to think? Or, this and that. I couldn't even, I don't, it was just stuff of that nature. And I was like, I don't care, man. Like, I'm not doing it. So I told them that picture you all see in the thumbnail, because he paid for it. So I believe that picture was around $250. I know it was a lot, and I was like, I want that picture. Something just told me, get that. I want that picture. So I took the picture. He ended up paying for it. They deducted it out of the money that you know for that procedure to be done. And he didn't stay like mad. Like, his attitude changed right after, because they gave us I got the picture thing which I showed y'all. I have it in a frame actually. And my son knows all about this story. So we end up leaving. I got the picture and I'm looking, and I'm just a ball of emotions. But the only thing in my mind when I got up off that table was, I did this. This is my responsibilities. and I'm going to accept the consequences that came with this. Because I laid down, I opened my legs, I knew what I was doing. I'm, partially responsible, and I'm going to take on my responsibility. Period. So, yeah. So we leave. We get in the car. First thing come out this man's mouth. He look at me and he's like, "Okay, well, we got to get married now." What? I look down like, "What? No, no, no. I'm not marrying you. We're not getting married." So that was that. He only asked me one other time after that, and that was it. But we continued, he was there. I'm going to tell y'all this right now because people be spreading rumors and lies, you know. But he was always there. He was always around my whole pregnancy. He was even there when I had my son. He cut my son's umbilical cord. He was there. He actually drove me to the hospital when it was time for me to give birth. He was there for all of it. Okay. And I never even got the sickness from my son. I never got how sometimes you get like the sickness from being pregnant. But he got all that. He'd be at work and calling me, "I'm throwing up." He throwing up. Few times I was on the phone with him when he got sick. I was throwing up. Yeah, so he got the sickness, that part. But yeah, I just want to talk about that because I feel like it is very distasteful, it is very wrong, and it is very cruel to go out there knowing you know what you're doing, knowing out of this, out of what you and this other, your person is doing, a baby can come out of this. And that baby ain't have no say so, no choice, no nothing, you know. And a lot of females out here was using that as a crutch to be reckless. That's just my opinion. That's how I feel. And shoot, I know females that then had 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 abortions. And to me, it's just not right. To each his own, though. Yeah, like what they like saying, you got free will, but it's not right. It's not right. I feel like it's not right. I'm absolutely pro-life, 100%. And I could talk about this because I done been through it. Never went through that. Like, I never unalived none of my seeds, but I know. And I just feel like women and men need to be more responsible, you know. And I'm so happy, y'all. I'm coming up on 8 months of my celibacy. Yes. And that's just from me being with my last relationship. Man. Yay. But yeah. Man, y'all need to quit doing that stuff, man. Y'all know, take responsibility. Take responsibility. I remember I used to talk to my son in my belly all the time, like, it might be just me and you know. And it's funny, it's funny how today it's me and him. I keep telling y'all, I'm so spiritually intuitive. Like, it's so crazy, and it's been heightened. It's just been heightened and going crazy. I mean, it downloads like off the wall. That's why I haven't even been doing like videos, like, all crazy like I want to, because it's just so much I have to take in, so much. And I'm the type, I'll break down, I'll cry, I'll be angry, but then I'll talk to the Most High, I'll pray, and I'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? Even though that pain is still there, you know. But yeah, I feel like people use that as a tool for their recklessness. It ain't right. Ain't right. But yeah, I just wanted to tell my view on that and a couple stories of what I dealt with when faced with that situation, and how I stood 10 toes down for mine. Mm-mm. Took responsibility. And that's, you know what, I'm gonna wait to tell that story. I'm gonna just wait. I just wanted to talk about that, the abortion situations, because I see online people are making it a big deal at one point, you know, especially from what President Trump was saying, his views on it. But yeah, people just need to be more responsible. Abstain from, abstain from relations if you're not ready to take on that responsibility. I'm just saying, abstain, protect yourself. I don't know. It would be great to wait till you're, married or whatever. But yeah, I don't feel that's right, you know. But yeah, if you all have made it this far in the video, thank you. Appreciate you. I hope you all remember to hug yourself and give praise, thanks, and honor to the Most High. Yes, that's one thing you want to do every day. Every day. Before you go to sleep, when you open your eyes, you know. But that is it for now. I'm going to be back on here with some more real talk videos, you know. But sorry, you all. But you all have a good night out there. Good evening, good day, good night, wherever you are in the world. And always remember, accountability is something, you know. And sometimes you have to hold yourself accountable. And that's something I did. I knew what I was doing. I took accountability. I took my responsibilities very serious when it came to my seeds. Very serious. But yeah, you all have a great, awesome, stress-free night, day, evening, wherever, like I said. And I will be back on here later, y'all willing. It's Anonymous Neat. Peace and shalom.